Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing all good. This is my review of the new Tracer Pack Purple pack that's in the shops now on Modern Warfare and Warzone. So in this video, I kind of go through all of the items that you get in the pack and basically just summarize whether it's worth buying or not. And I just share my thoughts and feelings. So I made a similar video to this reviewing the Ghost Contingency pack like a week or so ago, and you guys seem to like it, so thanks for all the interest in that. And so I'm back again reviewing this one. And in exactly the same style as that other one, I'm going to keep this fast, loose, and like super casual. As I said, I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and feelings. We're going to get into each of the items, and yeah, I like to do these because usually my content's quite, stats heavy, gun builds, and full of information. But this is quite cool. I can just chill out and chat to you guys. And yeah, if you like this one, then don't forget to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of my amazing Warzone content. And with that said, let's get into it. Oh, one last thing, I have been making a super in-depth guide for the Bunker 11 Easter egg, so I'm double dropping videos today. I'm going to drop that just after this one, so make sure you stay tuned to that, make sure you subscribe, and yeah, check that one out because I've gone into a lot more detail than a lot of other YouTubers have. I've made it super clear, so yeah, make sure you go and check out that video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the kind of like key selling point of the pack. So the whole point of the pack is obviously the purple tracers. That's what it's called. That's how they're kind of selling it. So I kind of like that. I didn't used to care about tracers, but I bought the kind of exploding orange one that came out like a while ago, and that was pretty sick. And now I kind of get the appeal. And another reason why it drew my interest was the fact that it's purple, and I'm using purple as kind of like my brand colors for the channel. So obviously that kind of connected as well. Another thing that attracted me personally was the fact it's got Japanese katakana on it. I'm studying Japanese and I love everything Japanese, so obviously that drew me in straight away. And of course, I'm going to be showing you what these tracers look like in gameplay when we look at that section towards the end of the video. Then the second obvious key selling point are the weapon blueprints. So you get one for the Grau, which is the prototype alpha, and then you get one for the MP7, which is the prototype omega. So it's two of the most like meta S-class guns in the game, and you get two blueprints for them. So obviously it's kind of worth it on paper because a lot of people are going to be using these guns, and I think they kind of know that, so that's why they built this pack. And I'm going to jump in and take a closer look at these blueprints right now, but let's just get the most boring items of the pack out the way. So first up is the calling card, which is called Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, like what the fuck. And again, they're never really that great, the calling cards. I think if you're paying for a pack, then it should be animated at least. So I'm not a big fan of this. This is probably the worst item in the whole pack. Next up is the Stabby Crabby Charm. I literally give two shits about charms. I don't really care at all. So, I mean, if you like charms, it's a pretty cool one. Fits with the color scheme, but I don't really care. Next up, we have the Stinging Nettle Blade. I like the color scheme. The green accent on the butt is quite cool. And again, the Japanese on it is pretty sick. So yeah, this is quite nice. Next up, we get into the good stuff. So this is the prototype alpha blueprint for the Grau, and it comes with the Nexus barrel, tac laser, canted hybrid, 50 round mags, and the Cronin Sniper Elite grip. Aesthetically, I think this blueprint looks sick. The subtle purple is really cool. It's not too over the top, and I just love the accents with the green. So what it says in the katakana, the white Japanese says prototype, and the green katakana letters that you can see on the mag at the bottom says alpha. As for the looks in game, I mean, I think I can say it. This blueprint is my favorite in Modern Warfare of all time so far. I mean, it looks sick. The purple, the green accents, the white Japanese, the purple tracers. I think this gun looks absolutely sick. They've done a really good job on this one. So let's take a look at the stats. So you get a buff in accuracy, range, and control, but you get a knock on mobility. That probably comes through from the canted hybrid and the 50 round mags. As for how this gun feels, I'm going to talk about that later once we deal with the MP7. I'm going to show you some gameplay, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts and feelings of how they actually handle. So now let's move on to the prototype Omega blueprint for the MP7. So you get the compensator, 5mm laser, GI mini reflex, and the Commando foregrip. This is a solid build for an MP7, and you don't really need to touch this. As for the aesthetics, it's very similar, obviously, to the Grau, so I'm not going to talk about it too much more, but I just want to say that this blueprint looks sick. It is It's just very subtle, but it's just very well designed, and I honestly have to take my hat off to them. They've done really well. Now let's take a look at the stats, and it's positive all round. As I said before, this is actually a really good build for the MP7, and it's very viable in both Warzone and multiplayer. Now taking a look at it in game, once again it's very similar to the Grau, but it looks sick. As you can see there, that random dude on top, you can see how the tracers look and how the gun looks when I reload. It looks absolutely freaking dope. I love this gun. And what's really interesting to note is these lovely little flashes of purple that you get from out of the barrel when you fire the gun. It's super cool, man. But as always, let me know what you think down in the comments below. So I'm going to wrap up the video by talking about how these guns actually behave in game. So for the Grau, it's a bit kicky, it's a bit recoily at long range. So what I did is I swapped the barrel for the Archangel, dropped the scope, so there's no scope, just using the iron sights, and I put the Commando foregrip on. So it's very much like a Warzone Grau build. And for me, it felt a lot better. You still get the sick aesthetics. I think it actually looks really cool when you don't use a scope and you use the iron sights. It looks pretty dope like this. As for the MP7, as I said before, this setup is actually really sick. Like, you don't really need to touch it at all. It's really good at close range. And yeah, I don't know what else to say really. It looks good. It plays good. Don't touch it. That's a wrap for the video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all of my amazing Warzone content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll speak to you in the next one. Take care. Peace.